All right. I'm here, chilling, watching the Wilder and Ortiz fight. Throwback, you know what I'm saying? Like to watch my throwbacks, get my hot tub ready. We're gonna talk that hot tub talk, you know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, what I'm trying to say is I don't have intros. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put other channels on my intro. So if you ever come to my channel and you're like, wait a minute, did I press the right? Nah, it's just another channel that I'm introducing, showing respect and showing that as a little channel, I could also show love to another little channel. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing today, and for a couple, maybe a month or so, I'm gonna be putting intros of other channels in my intro instead of me doing the intro, because I haven't found an intro yet. So let's keep it moving. I'm all over the place with this. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just got a lot on my mind, so I'm just gonna let it flow. You know what I'm saying? And also I'm gonna be asking questions. I hope in the comments you can answer them, because I don't know everything. Never said I do, but I got questions, I got answers, and I got ideas. So we're gonna work it, and we're gonna talk it, we're gonna chat it, and we're gonna spit it anyway it goes. All right. Intro. Let's see what this intro is about right here.
Step into the mind of a rebel. Let's get it.
All right, let me turn down the volume. Turn the volume. I'm gonna turn that off. Turn this off here. Turn it down. I can watch that fight later. All right, so you know, big up to Rebel Life. Go subscribe to him. He's a small channel, soon to become big channel, right? And I feel like as small channels, regardless if I become big or not, it's good to show love to other channels that and you know, the funny thing is, you know, we're talking about Bud Crawford and, you know, the situation with Bud Crawford and Spence, and some channels we on board with each other, right? And when I hear another channel just call my name out and say, yeah, I support that dude, I'm like, oh shit, you don't have to be a big channel, I don't care, you know. And a small channel say, yo, pick up the Caps, I like his videos and shit. I'm like, oh man, that's love, yo. So what I do is I give to love back to channels that show me love. And guess what? This is educational purposes only. So you will see me not actually give love, but there'll be channels that I don't like, and I'll be doing the intros too as well, because this is educational purpose only. But to the small channels, I'm trying to make sure that they get the respect that they're going to get, because these big channels will never do it. And I think that if all these small channels come together and show support for each other, we can move on. Because regardless if we're on point with Terrance Crawford or another fighter, or we might not like each other's opinion, it started somewhere. That's basically it. Because today me and Rebel Light could like Terrance Crawford, and tomorrow I could like somebody else and he could like somebody else. But it's all about the respect and the opinions, and not being a bitch ass nigga and acting like we don't see each other videos, because that's what a lot of people do. You know, they say we don't watch videos, but all of a sudden they got explanations on certain topics that another small channel made, and then they all of a sudden they want to be making, well, you know, I heard this and I'm trying to debunk it. These, you know, these other channels and shit. So small channels, we must big up each other, and I'm gonna be doing intros like this. Now, this VADA testing with Errol, Spence, and Ugas. Now, I showed you two clips of Ugas and Spence in a thumbnail. Now, one thumbnail was Blue Blood. You could go and support him if you want and subscribe. And then another one was Boxing Eagle. You could support and subscribe to him. But I got a problem with these two channels right now, because how their thumbnails look. Their thumbnails is like this. Victor Conte is suspicious with the eye test on how Errol, Spence, and Ugas is looking, right? But the twist is this. They point at Ugas. Have you noticed that they point at Ugas in the thumbnail more than they point to Errol Spence in the thumbnail? And And don't get me wrong, I had an issue with Victor Conte. I always had an issue with Victor Conte. I remember when Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao was supposed to fight, he comes with his eye test talking about you should be suspicious of Manny Pacquiao, right? And if he's getting tested. Manny Pacquiao been tested in VADA numerous times, all right? Go to the VADA website and you shall see that. It's not what I'm saying, it's the facts. So, Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao were supposed to fight. I remember when Manny Pacquiao touched American soil and he told his trainer, Freddie the Roach coach, I can't make it to training because I have to take this VADA test right off the touchdown of the plane. That's what he had to do, right? So, when it comes to this August, and let me tell you something, 2 years, 2 weeks notice to fight August. Was August ever tested for VADA? No. All right? Not trying to make any excuses or assumptions, but I'm saying I don't know if he was or not in 2 weeks that he got the notice that he was going to fight Manny Pacquiao, and we will never know. Okay? So it's not really a big issue to me right now. But when it comes to Spence and August, I'm just knowing the propaganda and how they use Victor Conte words, but the thumbnail is pointing to August. The thumbnail is pointing to August and not Spence. And I'm pretty sure if August win, they will be doing blood and urine tests to make sure this man is not on something. But I'm pretty sure that if Errol wins, there won't be no test. And they say the WBC, they got their own testing. And this thing with this 360, I'm just flying off the brain, man. This thing with this VADA test of 365 days of the year, 24 hours a day, it's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. Okay? So you can save that shit right now. And I don't want to hear any excuses because I see the way the thumbnails are made that they trying to set up something about August being on something. Hey, if there's no testing, VADA testing for August or Spence, just save the noise, man. Just kill the noise and just let it be right now. Okay? And this is what I got when it comes to this situation with VADA and Canelo fans. And people say, "Oh, you a Canelo hater." I'm not a Canelo hater. All right? I have nothing wrong with Canelo. It's the Canelo fans. It disturbs me with Canelo, because when I have a conversation with a Canelo fan, well, this is what happens. I won't let them know I'm a Pacquiao fan. Nah, I won't let them. Most likely they'll think I'm a Mayweather fan because I'm black, right? So I set it up like that, right? Or I would say other things, or I might say, well, Mayweather, might doubt Mayweather for them to open up more about Canelo or whatever, and then I'll change the topic and like, yeah, Manny Pacquiao, like doubt on Manny Pacquiao a little, not putting Pacquiao down, but just putting a little down on it. And they was like, yeah, Manny Pacquiao, I don't know how he did 8 divisions. I don't know how he climb up these divisions. He must be on steroids. And then that's when I catch them. And I'll be like, listen, man, hasn't Canelo got popped? And then they'll say, yeah, he got popped, but they took a pubic hair and they analyzed it, and it went back 6 months to say that he never been on Computerol. All right. Then they'll say, well, they went to the restaurant in Mexico where he got his food, his meat, his steak, and they got the receipts, and they proved that the meat was tainted. I said, all right. They got all kinds of excuses for Canelo, but I know one thing: he did 6 months probation for something. You can't do 6 months, and then they got an answer to that. Well, that's after the fact that they found out that his pubic hair was clean, not dirty, right? After they analyzed it and went back 6 months. But I'm saying, Canelo wasn't the first to have issues. He's not the first athlete that had issues with Computerol in this country. Right? And then they changed the dosage, not based on Canelo, they say, but of how much Computerol you have in your body. But they changed it because of the athletes in Mexico, and that, it made sense. But I'm saying, if I'm Canelo and I'm looking at my athletes in Mexico, and I'm hearing all this, situation with Computerol, right? Computerol, That's for asthma patients. That gives you more oxygen to the lungs, open up your passageway. And you hear all these situations with athletes in different sports getting popped for clenbuterol, and there's a problem in Mexico. Well, why would you eat your food in a restaurant in Mexico knowing that you're a professional boxer and you might get tested? So everybody has an excuse for everything. But what I don't like is that you put Manny Pacquiao on the same level as Canelo, and he never got tested positive for any PEDs. Never got tested for any PEDs. Always been enlisted for VADA, right? For a majority of fights. But when it comes to Canelo, hey, it is what it is. And now I'm going to say something good about Canelo. I'm going to say something good about Canelo right now. And I say this to not to be, a coon, but the way I see it right now, Canelo could do whatever he wants. Because he earned that. Now, when I say it, I'm a coon, I'm a buffoon, I'm a sellout, I'm Uncle Tom. But let's listen to this dude right here. Say it. Okay? Listen to this.
Like me. When I was in the position, I can pick and choose who I want to. Because I earned that right. But do I like this fight? Absolutely not. We want to see Benavidez. Speak of that. Speaking of that. He's able to, like me. When I was in the position, I can pick and choose who I want to. Because I earned that right. But do I like this fight? Absolutely not. We want to see Benavidez. Speak of that. Speaking of that.
So he could pick and choose who he wants because he earned that. Then a Mayweather fan will tell me, this is what a Mayweather fan will tell me. Well, he did pick and choose who he wanted, but he fought everybody. Well, exception of Paul Williams, Margarito, and with 2 or 3, which is acceptable, right? But the difference between Mayweather and Canelo, he fought the majority of the boxers. And Canelo's not doing that. But it's okay to pick and choose. I told y'all niggas that this shit was going to bite you in your ass. What did I tell you about this virus? And how it mutates, right? First, when Mayweather did it, and this skin color was all acceptable. When Mayweather did it, yeah, he fought everybody. Get this yampy out my house. He fought everybody, majority of everybody. But he fought them when he felt like fighting them. He fight them when he felt like it was the right time to fight them. Okay, now Canelo, he mutated the virus, right? So he's going up in weight, down in weight, dropping belts, doing this, doing that. And now I'm hearing Mayweather saying, but we want the Benavidez fight. Whoa. We want the Benavidez fight. He'll fight Benavidez if he wants to. I'm sorry. This is how it is, man. This is how it is because the way I see it, Benavidez and Charlo, and we all know the story, they're not fighting each other, right? All these other fighters worried about Canelo. They want their virginity to get popped by Canelo, but they're not fighting each other. Come on, man. We know the story. We know the story already. So when I hear that Mayweather is complaining about Canelo, see, now I'm going to show you some good things about Canelo. When I hear that Mayweather's complaining about Canelo, I'm like, what the fuck you complaining for? You don't like the way your virus was transmitted to Canelo and he's mutated in a different fashion? Don't get mad. You started this shit, nigga. You started this shit, right? Yeah. That's an airplane and a helicopter. But I noticed that Mayweather, Canelo's going to fight Bivol. I know that Mayweather is praying that Bivol whip his ass. I'm pretty sure of this, man. Because the way I see it, remember, it's the last thing that human beings remember. And right now, Mayweather is threatened by Canelo's success. Even though he got one loss, he lost to a great one, Mayweather. But even though he got a great loss, Canelo's still doing it. And if he continues doing it and being undisputed here, racking up titles here and there and everywhere, well, guess who's threatened? Mayweather's threatened. Mayweather's threatened of the success of Canelo because it's gonna erase his situation. People are gonna see the last thing, and that's why every time Mayweather comes out, like the last thing when Tank had his interview for his fight, he was the one talking mostly about Canelo, and then all of a sudden he's telling Canelo he's a drug cheat. Now he's using the drug cheat situation now, saying, "Oh, he's a drug cheat. He's a drug cheat, and you can't trust him." And we want to see the fight with Benavidez. We want to see the fight with Benavidez. Well, nigga, I wanted to see the fight with Keith Thurman. I wanted to see the fight with Keith Thurman. I wanted to see the fight with Paul Williams. I wanted to see the fight with Paul, regardless if I think he was going to win or not. I wanted to see it, and that's why I say Canelo. I knew when he fought Triple G, the first and second time, I knew that trilogy he was going to use when he knew the heat was on. The heat is on with Benavidez. The heat is on with Charlo. The heat is on with this one and that one. Well, he got his get-free card and said, you know what? I'm going to use Triple G at the right time and the right moment. I make the rules. I pick and choose when I'm going to fight this fighter. And guess what? Hey, he got him lined up. I got Bivol. And then after that, they could bitch and moan and cry about why you're not fighting David Benavidez, why you're not fighting Boo Boo Andre, why you're not fighting this Charlo, why you're not fighting this one. But at the end of the day, we know that, hey, get the fuck out of here, because if y'all not fighting each other, what you worrying about me fighting? I'm the one on top. I'm the elite. I'm the icon. You wait for me to tell you when I want to pop your cherry. Basically. And this is the mutation in the virus that goes along with boxing that's ruining boxing. Yeah, it's ruining boxing. But this is where we at, because at one time when this skin color was doing it, it was all good and dandy. But now somebody else doing it, you're saying, look at the cinnamon man. Cinnamon clitoris is doing it, and we don't like it. We don't like it. Well, hey, man. Viruses come in different colors. It does. And the man that beat Canelo, he's learning, and he said it. I'm not afraid. He beat me fair and square. He beat me fair and square, and I'm learning. You think he's just learning in the ring? No, he's learning politics. And you know what he's going to do. And he doesn't care about what you're... Right now, Canelo is in the Hall of Fame. He's in the Hall of Fame. What about all these other fighters that ain't doing shit? Huh? That's not fighting each other. So that's my issue when it comes to Mayweather. And then I said, wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. People still saying, well, that's not good enough. What Mayweather said, and this and that and that. But guess what? I'm a coon. I'm a coon, right? I'm a fucking coon. Where the raccoons at? Any raccoons out here? But I'm the coon, right? But what about this dude that said it also? Roll the clip.
Hey, get the out of here.
Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, Canelo right now, he doing whatever he want to do. Ain't chasing history. He's just moving on like that and fighting, the champion at that weight class. What he doing is unheard of. Just keeping weight class and going up and down, fighting people. Much respect him, he doing whatever he want to do. So, he ducking anybody. I don't feel like he ducking anybody. I don't feel like he ducking anybody.
So is Errol Spence a coon? Because he said it. He said it. He don't feel like Canelo ducking anybody. But when any other channel say it, well, they're coon, they're against their race and shit. It's so funny. And I'm listening to Spence, and I'm like, he move up a little bit. I'm listening to Spence, and he's saying that, and I'm like, well, is he saying that for his own benefit? Is he saying that to his own benefit? Because the last thing I heard was he talking about, I really don't have to be undisputed. So he's saying this to say soften up the whole situation with his situation? Is he? Is that why he's saying it?
I said I'm going to get these belts over here, then I'm going to come take Terrance Crawford belt, because I said
I'm going to be undisputed.
welterweight champion of the world. So the only way to make that happen is to take his belt. So,
Nobody's avoiding him.
You mentioned at the presser about becoming undisputed at 47. Does that mean Crawford is on the hit list before you move up?
Yeah, I mean, definitely so. If, we can get that fight made, it'll get made. But, if not, then, it is what it is. I'm not going to dwell over it. But, it's something that, I want to be undisputed. So we'll see.
Because you've shown how much you love the history of the sport, do you feel like that's something you need to accomplish to be an all-time great at welterweight with the Trinidads and the Ray Robinsons and all those guys?
No, I don't think it's somebody to be an all-time great because I don't think Trinidad and a lot of those guys was undisputed, were they?
No, Trinidad had the same 2 belts you have after he beat De La Hoya, the WBC.
Yeah, I don't think Trinidad, De La Hoya, Floyd, a lot of these guys, a lot of the greats, won undisputed, especially in the Fort Bill era. So, I don't think, it's something that, just that I need like that. But, it's something that I definitely want, why not? But, if it can't happen, then, it is what it is.
Talk to me, man. Talk to me. Because all I know that the hypocrisy with certain of these channels and staying on code is it's ridiculous, man. It's just making no sense. So when I see somebody like Errol Spence say, well, I'm saying, well, is he saying it for his defense on his future movements? Because I think he got about 3 or 4 more years and then he retire. And I think by 3 or 4 years from now, he'll be like 35 and Crawford's 35. And I'm saying, well, damn, Crawford, he looking for a 2-fight deal and probably be out. Or a trilogy and probably be out. So with this Canelo situation, I say, I don't give a damn. I really don't give a damn. The virus has been set. And it mutates when somebody else is on top. And it gets worse and worse. And that's all it is. And that's the bottom line when it comes to that. So when it comes to Canelo, how do I feel? Hey, he's doing what he's got to do. And he doesn't give 2 shits of anybody calling him a duck and blah, blah, blah and rah, rah, rah. Simple as that. Okay? Yeah, I have problems with Canelo. And yeah, I see some positives and some negatives. But listen, when Mayweather did it, it's not a problem because he fought everybody, but he fought everybody when he wanted to. When Canelo did it, he's not fighting certain fighters, but he's making moves still, and he's fighting. Basically, he does a lot more fighting than most of these other fighters that's complaining and bitching. All right, so that's that. Now, I got a situation that I'm trying to figure out, and I'll need people in the comments to help me figure this shit out. One of my questions and one of my thoughts in my mind is this: what if everybody was a free agent? What if everybody was a free agent? And if everybody was a free agent, would it make these networks or promoters work much harder and give better deals when it comes to making fights? Because remember, the promoters has a contract with the networks, and they're supposed to promote the fight and make the fight with the matches, right? So I'm saying, wow. And the reason why I think this, reason why I thought about this, about free agent situation, because actually it's a fight-by-fight deal. Hey, Canelo did it, but you say, what? What did you say? Canelo is an elite athlete, and he has a right because he brings revenue back. He brings revenue back, and that's why he gets, see how they make excuses? But wait a minute, if a fighter wants to be a free agent, how many free agents we got about right now? We got Boo Boo, supposed to be a Boo Boo Andre. He's supposed to be a free agent just now. We got Terrance Crawford. We got Tank Davis, supposed to be a free agent. We got a lot of dudes that's going to be free agents. And I'm always trying to figure this out. But this man right here made me think. This man right here. Let's roll the tape. Yeah, let's just.
So now, it's being said that you did a big deal with Showtime, and Steven Espinosa, he was talking about it. I talked to Steven Espinosa the other day, and he stated that you on deck. they believe that you got next, right? And that he would love to make fights, the biggest fights he could possibly make with you. Could you attest a little bit about the deal that you did with Showtime?
I mean, there's nothing to speak on, you know. Just know I'm with Showtime and just hop on this journey and watch me, you know, take over this boxing game, you know, and take over Showtime.
Now he stated that he would love to make a fight, Stephen Espinosa, between you and Terrance Crawford, man. What you think about that?
I'd love to make the fight myself, happen too. So, you know me, I want it with any and everybody, and they know that. I'm just waiting, and when I get my turn, it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be me taking over and winning and dominating fashion with anybody, any top guy.
And my dude, you will get your turn because Showtime wants a return on their investment. And they invested on someone that's 23, 24 years old, never really proven themselves in the ring, but got the opportunity to sign a contract and got signed with Espinosa, not Al Heyman, right? Not Al Heyman. Espinosa, CEO of Showtime. He got the contract with the network, but he never did anything. But you know what? They feel like he's the next Roy Jones. They got the eye test, and I see the eye test as well. And if you ask me, he did the right thing. He did the right thing. And Showtime will make sure he gets his turn. He will get his turn. That's just the bottom line. So that move that Bruce Ennis made, I enjoy that move. But I'm just saying, for someone that didn't do much, right? And they just basing it on the eye test that this is the next superstar of boxing and got a sign with a network. Well, that says a lot. That says a lot. A whole lot. A whole lot to me. Shit, man. Come on, man. And a lot of people not seeing it. Now, you got Tank Davis. You got, you know what's so funny? I remember when Terrance Crawford just became free agent, and they was like, "Yo, you need to sign to Mayweather." And then it was a big propaganda shit about Mayweather, and this would be much easier if Mayweather and Terrance Crawford he goes with Mayweather. But Terrance Crawford said, "You get the hell out of here with that bullshit." Then you got Shakur Stevenson saying, "Yeah, well, you know what? Let's listen to what Shakur Stevenson says, right? Let's listen to what Shakur Stevenson says. He says,
do it his way.
Right.
And I didn't want to do it his way. So it ended up being like, I did it my way, and I went with the team I felt was like a better team for me. And I feel like right now it's paid off.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, was that a hard decision, though? Because you got to think, like, this Floyd, like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas growing, I like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd, my favorite fighter, right? So it's like, you know, because I work in music, so I see that, like, you know, when it's an artist trying to sign you, it'd be a little different just because you have an emotional attachment to it. Was that a hard decision for you to, like, tell Floyd, like, nah, I'm good?
Yeah, it was, because at the end of the day, Floyd calling my phone. He on the phone. He like, yeah, you could drive the Bugatti. You could like,
money talk.
yeah, so it's like, he all in your head at the same time, but it's like, you still in your brain, like, I know what I'm worth, and I know, like,
that egotistical Mayweather, he wants you to do it his way, not your way. Then you got Tank Davis complaining that he's going to be a free agent, and I'm like, damn. You know, if we just cut the middleman out and let these networks scout and try to get the boxes they want, that's in the rankings, that's ranked up. And I always have a confusion. I'm very confused with this because you got your rankings, you got your promoters, and you got your networks. And the promoters are trying to set something up for the network so they could get their share. But I'm saying, come on, man. Come on, man. Free agents, Canelo, Boo Boo Andrade, Terrance Crawford, Tank Davis. Now you'll say Tank Davis, he ain't going nowhere. Yeah, he not going nowhere, but he could go with Al Heyman. He could go with Al Heyman and not TMT Promotions and still would be able to get these fights on the network. Still get these fights on the network. So yes, I believe that Tank should leave Mayweather and just deal with Al Heyman, the closest thing to the PBC. So these are ideas and thoughts. It's not just my opinion. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just trying to figure out. And I want people out there to understand that the networks, the promotion company, the boxers, the contracts, all this shit. And sometimes I think the boxers, sometimes they want to be with a promotion company so they could get that protection plan just in case they don't want to fight a fighter. So we can't all be on the same board saying, listen, if every fighter was a free agent, we could get these promotion companies and we could might as well F the promotion companies and get the networks to scout us and say, look, you're the next, we need you to make our fighter big. Because that's what's happening. Bruce Ennis, you don't think they're going to get the best fights for him to make him look and put him on the top and get their return back? Nah. Showtime is going to get a lot of fights for Bruce Ennis with the PBC. Hey, Terrance Crawford, Errol, Spence, whatever it is. Because if you listen to that interview, Now, Espinosa said, oh, this is what Blue Blood asked him. And Blue Blood said, yeah. Espinosa would love to get you some fights. And actually, Espinosa said he would love to get that fight with Terrance Crawford and Bruce Ennis. But wait a minute, he's a free agent. Didn't you say no network's going to pick up Bud Crawford? He's a free agent. What is he going to do? He have to sign with somebody? Or no one's going to take the fight. Yeah, but think about it. All of a sudden, Espinosa wants to fight with Terrance Crawford for boots that he just signed for the network. Which one is it? I'm just trying to figure this shit out. And I'm trying to get some answers from you. Not excuses and playing the victim role that some of these channels like to play. The victim role. I ain't trying to hear that. I'm just trying to get some answers. Because I don't know it all. But when I hear Espinosa say, yeah, oh, I would love to get that fight. But why would you want to get a fight with Terrance Crawford for fucking Bruce Ennis and Terrance Crawford haven't sold a lick of fucking pay-per-view that they keep saying, oh, he doesn't sell. Who's going to pick him up? Oh, all of a sudden you want to pick him up now because you have a new rising star, Bruce Ennis, and you willing to cut that check for Crawford to preview on the network of Showtime. So we gotta look and read between the lines and how these boxers that wants the fights, and there's some boxers that love the promoters. And don't get me wrong with these promoters like Top Rank. I always have a dislike for Bob Arum, but he was around before I was alive, and he's been doing it. And the thing about it with Bob Arum is that you use me, I use you. See the situation with Shakur Stevenson. Like, we would have got this fight with Valdez. We would get that. We would really got that in the situation where Crawford's suing Bob Arum, because this is when this happened. All of a sudden we heard Shakur Stevens now getting a fight with Valdez, right? All of a sudden we heard that, right? Based on, oh, okay, but that's an in-house fight, and there's a lot of in-house fights that we don't get. We got David Benavidez and we got Charlo. Are they fighting? Well, they're on the same fucking network. I mean, not the network, they're on the same fucking promotion company. That's what I'm saying. What makes this make sense to me? This is not making sense to me because you have fighters that's on the same fucking promotion company and they're still ducking each other. I keep telling you motherfuckers, stop saying it's the suits that's in control. It's the boxers in control. If they want it, they're going to get it. If they want it, they're going to get it. And that's the way I see it. Okay? So you could be a promotion company or you could sign to a network. It's what the boxer want. And I've been seeing a lot of pussification. That's like main man. There's a lot of pussification going on. And just like Mike Tyson said, say the motherfucker's name. Say the name. Damn, man, I remember back in the days, man, where fighters will fucking chase other fighters. Show up. Look at Shannon Briggs. Show up. Show up everywhere where Klitschko is. Show up every fucking where. That's how you show that you're a fighter and a warrior. Wanting to fight. pissing the other opponent off, saying, listen, I'm tired of this motherfucker. He aggravating the shit out of me. He's talking about my mother. He's talking about my father. He's showing up in the grocery store with my wife online. He's doing this. I gotta fight this motherfucker. I'm done with him. He totally disrespect me and my family or whatever. But this is how it is. And that's that old school shit, but we ain't getting it in the new school. Everything is Twitter motherfucking fingers. Yeah, that's what it is. Twitter fucking fingers. So I'm being calm about this shit. I'm trying to be civilized, and I get all fucked up, riled up. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of questions and answers, and there's a lot of things that we can do to put some pressure on these promoters, put some pressure on the networks, because the networks are putting the pressure on the promoters to do their job and make matches. But actually, we don't need the promoters. If a network picked up a boxer, they see something in that boxer. Like Tank right now. He's complaining. If he's a free agent or he goes with Al Heyman, yeah, he's still gonna fight on the fucking Showtime network. It is what it is. Yo, I'm just flabbergasted with this bullshit that be going on in boxing, yo. It's just like, oh man. Sometimes it's the boxers. Sometimes the boxers hide behind the promoters when they're not ready to fight a fight. Then it's the networks. I can't get it. I can't get it, man. But at the end of the day, how can I say this, man? I don't know what to say, man. This shit is ridiculous. Like, come on, dude. Come on, man. Errol Spence and one of these networks. Look, all these networks, they're going to drop the ball if they don't pick up this fight with Terrance Crawford and Errol Spence. Somebody dropping the ball, okay? And everybody say, this is a fucking problem. I'm going to cut this shit short right now. I'm not going to do too much. But this is the shit I'm trying to figure out, right? I'm starting to hear rumors about Bud Crawford is signing to the PBC. Why the fuck would he sign to the PBC at this fucking moment right now? Right fucking now. Why? And I said, maybe there's some pressure on him. If that's a rumor. Maybe it could be, because I always say it's two people that want that belt. That WBO belt. And that's Errol Spence. Well, he's not acting like it right now. But it's Errol Spence and Bob Arum. And that's Bob Arum's WBO belt. That's his belt. So if he's trying to get Josh Taylor to move up, make him become the super junior welterweight, whatever, make him the super where he could move up and automatically fight Bud Crawford. Well, then I can see that Bud Crawford's like, you know what? Let me lock this in right now with the PBC where I could get this fight before I get any buffoonery from Bob Arum and fucking Josh Taylor. Right? That's the only reason why I could see Crawford signing a two-fight deal to fight on the PBC. But right now, there's no fucking reason. And then I hear the propaganda again. What's the propaganda again that I hear? Oh, the two-fight deal is him fighting Keith Thurman and then Errol Spence. And everybody's so fucking dandy about that. Everybody's so happy. Oh, that would be great. That would be fucking great that he fights Keith Thurman and then Errol. Why do he have to fight Keith Thurman? I told you, Keith Thurman is there before and the motherfucker's there after. So you tell me why he have to fight Keith Thurman. No, the man is 35 years old. He'll become 35 just now, right? There's a two-fight deal. This is my fucking opinion. My fucking opinion is this. If I was Crawford, I'm not signing no deal after the Ugas and Spence fight. So the winner of that, I am fighting. I don't know. I can't see the future. But regardless, that is the fight I want. And it's going to be a two-fight deal. Why would I draw up a contract before I know who's going to win? And even though, if I know I'm going to fight the winner of that fight, I'm going to make a contract after the fight. Because the devil's always in the details. That's about it. Then we could talk about, well, Errol Spence said, we don't need to talk about that. Let's talk about money behind the closed doors. So I ain't even talking that bullshit. And I don't want to hear about that bullshit. I don't give two shits about that bullshit. Okay? At the end of the day, I want to see the fight. Yeah, money is a big issue. But right now, let's just hear what Errol Spence said. We're not talking about that. Nobody should be talking about that because that's what's going to happen behind closed doors. All you got to worry about as a fan is that you're going to get the fight. And I'm saying right now, I don't want to see no Keith Thurman fight, and then they're going to say, well, you're going to fight Errol or Ugas after. Because at the end of the day, if this fight don't happen this year, they Asian Bud Crawford out. They Asian him. And all these networks drop the ball. Fuck the promoters. All these networks drop the ball on this fight because this has been going on for 4 years with Bud Crawford and Errol Spence. 4 fucking years. So I ain't trying to hear this bullshit about they can't make a fight. They can't make a fight and you want to blame Crawford because he's not signing the PBC. Well, we're going to see. That's why he's waiting. And people say, well, why he got to wait? Why he can't just fight somebody? Because he don't have to. He don't have to voluntarily his ass to fight anything. And I always told you, from 2021 to 2022, he fought Kell Brook. A year went by, he fought Sean Porter, and he still got the same results. A fucking knockout, a fucking TKO. So what the fuck we talking about? Oh, he got to make sure his skills are sharp enough. The man stay in the gym, he stays ready, he gets ready, and he stays ready. So we ain't got to worry about that. All you got to worry about on your side is making sure you fight Ugas, beat Ugas, so we can see the fight with Spence and Crawford, because that's what I want. Now, if Ugas beat him, I got no problem with that. I'm not worried. I don't want Spence. I'm not saying Spence can't. I want Spence to beat Ugas because Ugas beat Manny Pacquiao. No, if Manny Pacquiao beat, if Ugas beat Spence, then like I said, we're on a whole different journey. A whole different journey. And I'm not even going there right now with that journey. But that journey is making me smile in a way that you don't want to know. Because if it goes that way, oh, I'm going to be on this channel bullshit and talking a lot of shit. So let's just stick with what we know what we want. And that's Terrance Crawford and Errol Spence. That's all we want. And Terrance Crawford is smart enough to know, listen, I'm going to do this contract with the PBC or the network to make this fight. Because like I said, if the networks drop the ball on this because the promoter or there's some middleman that can't get along with the boxer, y'all drop the ball on boxing. This has been 4 years. 4 years. Now, I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here for you to read between the lines. And I'm just going to sit back and relax. Good luck to Errol Spence. Good luck to Ugas. After this fight, the next fight should be Crawford and Errol Spence. Not Crawford and Keith Thurman. After the winner of Errol Spence and, hey, after the winner of Errol Spence and Bud Crawford, there's another deal that could be made. Yeah, you could fight Keith Thurman, whatever. But it's got to be done now. It's got to be done now. And what's got to be done is Terrance Crawford got to sit back, chill, relax. What is this fight? This fight with Errol Spence is what, 24 days away? About 24 days away? We can't wait that long. We gotta set a contract up so he could fight Keith Thurman and bring this shit all the way down to the end of the year. And no. The man's sitting and waiting. It's your turn on the chessboard. Make your move. That move makes you a checkmate, and you fight me next or not. That's it. That's the bottom line. All right? So I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here for you to read between the fucking lines. And that's it, man. Now get the fuck out of my face. I'm done, yo.